Hello, hello. We're playing a little Imperator Rome today. We are playing as the Iberian nation of Arseka. Kind of a mixture of Iberian and Greek cultures. I accidentally exited out the little lore pop-up. Sorry about that. Oopsie daisies. First thing we should probably do is get our leader a wife and take our idea slots. We'll be taking morale of armies, national commerce, income, and loyalty of generals and admirals. And then for inventions, we start with 4 inventions. I'm going to take 2 in religious and 2 in military. Get ourselves a free province investment, which we are going to use in our capital to get another building slot. And then a lot of the early game is going to be sitting and waiting, so we will be skipping around a bit. I guess let's also, real quick, go ahead and give our navy a commander and call down Asclepios for our omen. We've got a strange, eclectic mix of religion at the beginning, where we're of Iberic religion, but we have Canaanite deities and Hellenic deities as well. So this will be changing in the future. I've played this nation before. It's a very strange and difficult start, but the first things we're going to do is fabricate a claim on Edetania so we can unite our home province. And we could start the Arsekan Ascendance mission tree. However, I'm actually going to hold off on that, just due to the fact that if we were to do this, we would have to wait longer to reform into a monarchy or a republic, which will probably be going monarchy, until we had finished the whole tree, or we'd have to cancel this tree midway, do the reform into a monarchy tree, and then come back and like restart this, but you have to wait like 50 years. So I'd rather just rush reforming into a monarchy and then take the Arsekan Ascendance mission tree. So we are going to be bouncing around, like I said. We're starting in the year 450 AUC, Aberbecondita, years since the founding of the city of Rome, or 304 BC. So every time we come back from a cut, I will be making sure to shout out the date so one can get a good idea of how much time has passed. But first thing, we're going to sit for a while, just invest in our provinces, build up our city of Arsa, and Arcus as well will become a city. I believe it automatically becomes a city, if I remember correctly. I could be dead wrong on that one. As per usual, we immediately get an alliance from Hemeroscopion, but they're probably going to break it, yep, almost immediately. They usually do. Do we actually keep the alliance? Okay, we actually kept the alliance. That would be nice. It's usually good to have allies. So we're going to try and ally Alervaconia as well. Too many Diplo relations. Well, that's fine if we can maintain it for just a little while. I'm gonna pay these guys off, maybe, to get them to keep the alliance. Let's send them a gift. Still says it's breaking. We just need to keep these alliances until we can fabricate that claim. We would get the claim for free if we went into the mission tree, but like I said, it would take a lot longer for us to reform into a monarchy and be able to do other things if we went into that tree now. So it's kind of a, you know, trading one thing off for another kind of thing. See, there we go. Arcus has become a city. Very good, very good. And we're about to get a free building slot in Edetania. However, it's not going to get used for a little while because we need to build up money, we need to build up everything. So we're going to spend that time building up real quick, and it's now 451 Aberbe Condita, or 303 BC. We will come back when we have something relevant. Alright, the first development, we have our Casus Belli against Edetania. We can call, they have no allies, and we can call in our ally. So we're going to go ahead and declare that war, raise our levies. And let's make sure, select you, allow attachments, and attach them. Now, they'll follow them around. Now let's wait for Vaconia to come in, so rather than immediately try and siege down the fort, let's siege down some of these provinces and take some slaves. Oof. I don't like taking province loyalty hits for no reason, but we just got a little bit of money from that. Not much, but a little bit. Let's let our ally come in. Come on, come in with me, buddy. Alright, fine then. We'll just siege down other provinces. If you want to sit on your capital, we'll just pillage your countryside. Simple as. Doesn't bother me any. Now, if we could fight them not on the fort, that would be wonderful. Come on, get in there, buddy. Get in there. There we go. Easy battle. Easy battle. But they're down, but they're not out. Especially with allies such as these that want to run back to their own lands every 5 seconds. Not to mention that it's going to be actually fairly difficult for us to siege down that fort without more troops. It's the unfortunate reality of it. But Vaconia has brought more troops now, and I think it should be time for us to maybe start sitting on that siege a little bit. Yeah, bring your boys in so we can actually siege this. Excellent. Good, 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 good. We're probably going to be sitting on that siege for a minute, so we'll come back if there's anything relevant to show from it. Alright, so probably out of desperation due to the fact that they are losing the siege horribly now, though it is now the year 453 Aberbe Condita, or 301 BC. They are bringing their army in, and it is going to be a slaughter. Will that be a stack wipe? No. No stack wipe, but Still a resounding defeat for Edetania. And now, let's make sure we reattach that guy. I had to send him back to get more food. Let's go ahead and go on the offensive against them and finish this war off once and for all. This will more than double our pops. And it should all be pretty much accepted pops. Keyword should. There we go. There's the stack wipe. And that's the war. Boom. Peace in our time. Is this a city? It is not a city. So I think actually I'm going to dismantle the fortress here. Because we're going to end up building a fortress here at Arcus, which we have enough fort infrastructure to, so that we've got a nice little line of forts here in our two cities. And we've got another import slot now. Which, let's see, what should we import? National Freeman happiness would be good, so let's start importing fish. And when we get another import slot, we will import more fish. Fugitives across the borders. Yeah, don't care about you. Get out of my country by dying. Get out of my country by dying. I'll let them duel to the death. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Okay, we need a new researcher for oratory advances, and we actually can't take one from the scorned family, so we'll just take whoever's best. Mandonidi. We need to put somebody from the Mandonidi family as in a position of power. Some sort of position of power. But we don't really have any positions where we can put them because they don't have anybody that is willing to take a position. So it's kind of a position right now. But we're going to just continue to centralize. We did go ahead and change a law during that war from council legal authority to absolute authority. As soon as we can, we'll be taking sedentary bureaucracy once our centralization reaches 50. Which we are now getting 0.3% centralization per month, which is quite nice. Quite nice. And then take rights of birth at 80 centralization, and then we'll start moving towards reforming into a monarchy. Now, these guys have a lot of allies, but they're probably going to be our next target for expansion, considering how many pops they've got, and even though they're Contestanian pops rather than Edetanian, we could, culture convert them eventually and just have a nice Edetanian stronghold right here. Plus we will, once we go down the Arsekan Ascendance tree, we will most likely be actually converting our religion to Hellenic. Okay, there we go. The problem seemed to have solved itself with the scorned family issue. We now have 2 more levies than we did before, which is quite nice. Bigger military is always a good thing. Oof. Ouch. Our leader got wounded. Still doesn't have any children, which is unfortunate. Hopefully he doesn't die of his wounds. But... oh, and now he's lazy. Lovely. Lovely. Great. Just perfect. No, but getting all these pops is going to be extremely helpful. We are getting a call to arms from Alarvaconia. They are fighting Edetania and Bellia. I guess we're going back to war. Select. Allow attachments. Attach 2. Let's get in there and help them win this fight, huh? Let's go ahead and slow things down a little bit. So they are fighting Bellia. They're fighting these two. Alright. Well then. I'm tempted to go in and just start occupying these guys. Maybe get us some more slaves, perhaps? Perhaps? Perhaps more slave pops for great Arseka? Just for funsies. Just for kicks and giggles, you know? Let's let them work on the siege there, and let's just kind of hold them in place. I mean, we could just crush them in a battle real quick. And we got another. Why is that saying our side might lose? Oh, because our commander sucks. Well then, let's just sit here and let them siege then. Well, if they were gonna bring their 1,500 troops in there, I was gonna help them, but we'll just let them siege. We'll just let them siege. The year is now 455 Aberbe Condita, or 299 BC. Oh, glad we didn't have too hard of a time in that first war, because that's usually the reset point for playing as the Arsemen, is the first war against Edetania. But we're not out of the woods yet. We are definitely not out of the woods yet. But this will give us some time to build up political influence, build up a little bit of money. Maybe build a thing or two in the 2 cities of Arseka and Arcus. And continue growing stronger. And of course, we're quickly building up that centralization that we'll need to reform into a monarchy. So, we'll be back when we have, once again, something more to report on. Alright. They are coming in. They being Edetania is going in to fight a battle against Alarvaconia here. So now that they're locked in, we'll go ahead and move in to reinforce that. Not that they really needed our reinforcements, honestly. They won that basically before we could even get in there. But hey, I ain't gonna complain. I ain't gonna complain. We're getting so much benefit from this. Alright, war is over. Laervaconia took a little bit of land. Nothing crazy. Let's just get these guys out of exile so that we can go ahead and disband our levies. There we go. Peace in our time prevails yet again. Year's now 456 at AUC or 298 BC. I refuse to use BCE on moral grounds. Teehee. It's BC. Thank you. So we're going to take some time once again to just build up, collect that centralization, and save up our money and political influence to continue improving this province. So once again, we will come back when we have something more to report. Alright, the year is now 459 AUC or 295 BC, so we've passed a couple years, mostly just building things up. But we got enough centralization now to begin the tribal reform mission tree. We just have to give the Helotis family one more job in the government to start the monarchist favoritism path. However, the Helotis family doesn't have anyone else that is eligible to take a job until one of their kids comes of age. One of the sons of the family comes of age, so another couple years. So it's going to be a little more sitting around and building up, but we are in a precarious political situation as Contestani and Laervaconia have made an alliance with each other. We did, and of course Laervaconia broke their alliance with me. We are now allied with Hemeroscopion again. But alliances are quite fluid in this time and area of the world. Iberia is truly experiencing quite a bloodbath of conflict. So, once we've scaled up a little bit more and waited for a character to age up so that they can get a job in my government, we will continue reforming into a monarchy. Alright, though the political situation here remains quite tenuous at best, we did manage now to be able to start monarchist favoritism. Now we just gotta save up political influence to do dynastic legal reform, and we gotta get the civilization level of Arseka up to 40, which it is getting close to anyways. And then we will be able to continue down that tree. Now, as far as the political situation, we managed to get our alliance back with the Laervaconia and defensive league with them. But of course, this is killing our political influence gain, and neither of our allies really like us that much, honestly. Like, if I was to declare war on anybody, neither of them would join me anyways, so we're probably just gonna let those alliances fall apart and have to just rebuild our diplomatic situation from there. It's Not looking great considering that on our own, our army is quite small. But, hey, we're gonna call down Asclepios again to get that monthly civilization change. So that once this gets up to 40, we can continue our reform. Then there goes Ameriscopian, breaking their alliance with us, and I imagine a Larvaconia won't be too far behind them, and we will once again be completely diplomatically isolated, which is not good. Not good at all. But I'm thinking, you know, we could... Let's take the money. We could go a little bit of adventurism, perhaps. Maybe fabricate a claim on Ibasim here and take them. Maybe then go after Gymnasia after that, just to kind of expand our territory and our power base a little bit. But we'll be thinking about that. It is currently the year 466 Aberbe Condita, or 288 BC. And we just still have to let the situation kind of develop. Alright, now... Oops. The year is now 467 AUC, or 287 BC. We have now constructed the State Palace and done the dynastic legal reform. We're now going through the bureaucratic purge to be able to reform into a monarchy. It's created quite a loyalty problem situation, but we'll learn to deal. We'll learn to deal with that. Alright, we're actually too small to have a civil war, which actually works in our favor right now. And we have our Casus Belli against the Ibasim. And if we were to declare that now, the Larvaconia would actually help us. We went ahead and disbanded the defensive league with them, but kept the alliance, and that seems to have stabilized things as far as the political situation as of right now. So we're going to go ahead and declare that. A little bit of conquest is good for the soul, or something like that. Same thing as before, we allow them to attach. We built a few extra ships, so we now have 6 ships in the Navy. Now let's just go ahead and get them moving. We're gonna have to transport half the army now, half the army later. We can afford a little bit of stability loss right now, actually. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the army back ashore. We're just going to blockade them for a while and get that war score up. We'll leave our people raised up as a levy and just go ahead and sit on that for a little bit and get some of that lovely, lovely blockade going. There we go. We're becoming friends. We're becoming friends with the Alarvaconians. Excellent. And we're about halfway done with the bureaucratic purge. Our research still isn't looking great. That will change in the future as we really get our economy going. Let's go ahead and get a new high priest. That family's gonna be pissed off. That's fine for now. And it's not going to cause us too many problems just due to the whole we're too small for a civil war thing. But of course, our Navy guy is disloyal now, so that might cause some issues. Let's see if we can make him loyal. See if we can make him our Fran. Because, yeah, these disloyal family members are unfortunately in charge of part of our army and our navy. Yep, taking some stab hits, but that's okay. As soon as we are through this bureaucratic purge, we'll have a much better time of it. It was just a poor timing to declare this war right now. So, oopsie daisies, perhaps. Perhaps a little bit of an oopsie daisy. Yep, they're still both disloyal. Unfortunate. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, we'll, once again, it's kind of down to a waiting game for a little bit here. But that's okay. We're gonna take a lot of stability hits here. But now we've declared absolute rule. We can finish that mission and begin Arsekan Ascendance. We're going to convene the council. We now have way more idea slots. So we're going to take morale of armies. First thing, we'll start filling these out. We need to fill out our council here. Alright, all of our great families are satisfied. Hopefully this should be, this should bring the loyalty issues mostly, hopefully, to an end. And, we're just going to try and fix things real quick and hold on to what we've got, do a little bit more consolidating, and we'll see how things go. Alright, now we've managed to build up some more ships and hire some mercenaries to attack our war goal, Ibashim. Let's hope they do the job well. It appears they have. Now it's just sieging them out and finishing this war. Quickly, hopefully, because it's making us absolutely bleed money. But we've reformed into a monarchy, and we've begun our mission tree here. Actually, let's let that roll. We went ahead and did the expanding Saguntium mission, which improved our capital a little bit, and convened the council and claimed the Heartland we had already finished. So basically, we're just gotta sit here and develop. And at some point, we've gotta handle our little succession crisis. At some point, we'll have to handle that little succession crisis. But first, war. Yeah, let's get you a wife, buddy. Is there nobody under, like, 38 years old? So be it. We will just finish sieging this out, hopefully before we run out of money. Teehee. And the year is now 470 Aberbe Condito, or 284 BC. And there's only allowed to be one pink country in Eastern Iberia here, so we're going to finish taking out the Ibasim, even though they're Punic. We'll convert that eventually, religion and culture-wise. But we'll check in after a while and see how that siege is going. Finally now, in the year 471, the siege is over and we can finish this war. Which means we can get rid of these mercs and send our ships home. So our economy can start recovering from that disaster of a war. But hey, we gained territory out of it, so can't complain too much. We gained another city. Which we, yep, definitely need to be... We definitely need to be culture converting that, not religious converting it. Yeah, we did just gain a new great family, the Amidus, or the Amidi. So let's see if we can find a job for them. There we go. That problem solved. We still have some disloyal characters, but that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and disband those levies, and there we go. We're making money again. Not much, but we're making money again. Kind of unfortunate. We could have used a son, but I couldn't really afford to make more people disloyal right now. Very unfortunate. Well, we just got our first religious advance. I think now that we do have some non-accepted culture, we'll go ahead and take accepted rights. Make them a little bit happier. Because, yeah, they are not very happy with me right now. They are not very happy at all. Do we have a free investment? We do. We got 2 free investments, actually. So let's go ahead and take one there. And we'll take the same one there. We also got a martial advance. We are going to immediately use that on the Boeotian helmet to get free 2.5% discipline. Get the discipline. Beautiful, beautiful. Things are looking up, alright? Even though the political situation here is still extremely tenuous. We've expanded. We took our whole home province and we've expanded into another. We reformed into a monarchy. We're beginning, at least, down... yeah, that just doesn't really seem worth it. And so unfortunately we have to take another loyalty hit. But we'll continue down our mission tree here of Arsekan Ascendants. We can get this province under control, hopefully sometime in the nearish future. You need the food right now, apparently. Well, it is... yeah, there we go. We'll get this one under control. And then we need to really start thinking about expanding towards the Contestani. We need to get them either separated from their allies or get enough allies on our side that we can take them on, because we do have a claim now on Contestania Meridionalis. Which is this province right here, though. If we go to war with them, we're probably taking both. Oop. There we go. We spent our 2 free investments. And then once we get a little more money, we can continue to develop Arsa and Arcus. And things will continue to go swimmingly, hopefully. If we call this swimmingly. Things are still very, very tenuous for us. We're still at a kind of make or break moment in the campaign. But let's go ahead and build another marketplace in the capital. We want to get that pop assimilation speed up and get more import routes, so we can import more goods that will give us nice little bonuses. We got an oratory advance. Let's go ahead and spend that on diplomatic reputation. Hopefully help the local situation a little bit as far as politics, because oh boy, are we still teetering on the edge of disaster. We still have just 6 levies, but our pops are growing. We got 23 pops in Arsa now, still only 4 in Arcus. We're gonna have to make Sibilaki, and Edeta into cities as well for the mission tree. So that's something we're gonna have to be saving up towards. This will be another series where I probably take a decent amount of time in between recording sessions to just work things out and get our get our things scaled up a little bit, right? Seems relatively sane. Because, well, this game, far more so than a lot of the other Paradox games, is all about scaling. Now, our first civic advance. I usually rush down right to be heard, rights of man, slave latifunda, either brass coinage or overseers, and then down here towards de arquitectura, so you can take urban planning or rural planning. Normally you can only take one of them. We are using a submod of Invictus, or a submod, right, excuse me, brain not working. A mod that allows us to take both. We are playing with Invictus. I forgot to mention that. The mod list of what we're using will be in the description when this video goes live. And that's why some of like our units look a little different. And we have like slingers, javelins. We are using the units expanded for Invictus submod. So light infantry looks a little different. We have slingers and javelins. You can also get heavy spearmen as opposed heavy and light spearmen as opposed to just spearmen or heavy infantry. Changes things up a little bit. Makes things a little more immersive or something like that. But as we're probably going to have to sit and scale up our operations over a few more years, I think that's going to be a good place for us to wrap it up for this one. So thanks everybody for coming by. Be sure to leave a like, maybe even a comment, and maybe even subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a good one now. Bye-bye.